Congolese President Felix Tshisekedi delivered his State of the Nation address before both houses of parliament in the capital, Kinshasa, on Monday. He reassured MPs about the government's efforts to end the conflict in the east of the country. The president described the U.S.-brokered peace agreement signed in Washington last week as a historic opportunity to end 3 decades of conflict in the region, but he accused Rwanda of violating the agreement immediately after signing it.
Just a day after the signing of the U.S. brokered peace deal, Rwandan forces launched an attack with heavy weapons from their town of Bugarama. They killed several people and destroyed property in the villages of Kaziba, Katogota and Lubarika in South Kivu province.
Some Congolese have expressed mixed reactions about the president's address.
As a Congolese citizen, I congratulate the president for delivering that address. It was an address that seeks to restore peace in our country.
Our president went to the US to sign a peace accord, which we all applauded. But just 2 days after the signing, gunfire erupted in the east of our country. Has that agreement that's supposed to restore peace turned into a peace accord for minerals or what? We thought it is supposed to end the fighting that has left our compatriots dead.
Heavy fighting broke out in South Kivu province last week between the M23 rebels and government forces backed by the Wazalendo militia and Burundian forces. A DRC army spokesperson accused Rwanda of bombing schools, health centers and homes. Several people were killed in that attack. Some Congolese soldiers fled the battlefield and clashed with the Wazalendo militiamen in the town of Sange. The Red Cross says 20 wounded civilians, including children, were evacuated over the weekend as the fighting raged on. An official from the U.S. State Department said Washington is deeply concerned about the ongoing violence. Chris Ochamringa, CGTN, Kinshasa, Democratic Republic of Congo.
Well, let's cross over now to Ethan Tashobia, joining us live from Kigali. Ethan, the DRC is claiming that Rwanda is already violating the Washington Peace Accord. What does Rwanda say?
Beatrice, I think the accord in itself was violated a day before it was signed. We saw fightings happening on the eve of the signing of the Washington Accord. And the M23 and the Rwandan government are accused of the renewal in the fighting in that part of eastern DRC, especially bordering Uvira and Kamanyora, and thousands of Congolese citizens crossed into Rwanda and others crossed into Burundi on the eve of the signing of the Washington Accord. And some of the people we spoke to at that particular time before the signing of the Washington Accord, they said that, you know, whether the signing is done or not, the situation is going to get worse before it gets better. Beatrice.
Ethan, so how much are you hearing from the Rwandan side about the escalation of fighting between M23 and pro-government forces in eastern DRC?
We've had so many comments regarding, the people behind the fightings, especially in the region around Uvira, bordering Burundi and also Rwanda. That triangle that has Rwanda, Burundi, and DRC, saying that there are so many forces that are fighting within that particular region for specific various interests, and some of them, besides Rwanda, DRC, and the Congolese army, there are so many elements from Burundi, which is Red Tabara, from Rwanda, the FDLR, and also the M23 rebels in that particular area, fighting for different interests, and they have backings from different groups as well, and that has put us sort of stopped the interest and the signing and the whole idea of why the Washington Accord, the Doha talkings, as well as other assignments that have been done before, on hold to make sure that there is peace that is done in that region. So there is sort of back and forth on why these armed groups continue to fight, and they are not also being included in the negotiations, especially in this case, the M23 thinks that they should have had a say in the Washington Accord, but also there's going to be sort of back and forth before we see tangible results on the ground, Beatrice.